Hello, everybody. Welcome again.
We are preparing ourselves for the Apotheosis of the Inner Waters program that is coming up in, I think, 6 days now, Petra, is it?
It's coming in 6 days. Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to be starting on Monday 19. That's the first day. So everybody who's still ready to get into it, you have to subscribe actually before Sunday. So feel free to do so. What we today we felt we want to talk a little bit with you about an angle to look at water and what it means for us. And we were talking about it in the preparation. And it is about the structures of water, coherency, and our relation actually to the inner waters when it comes to these subjects.
Mhm.
So it's maybe nice, Anna, that we tell a little bit about the structures that we know that we are aware of. Is that an idea?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we know that living water, so the water that's found in pristine nature, that it creates geometrically perfect hexagonal shapes, crystals. And that is also true for water that we consciously program with
Yeah.
positive, heartfelt energy, either with words or music. And this is called structured water. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Maybe for those who are not English speakers or whatever, haven't heard it very well, you said hexagonal shapes, meaning like six.
six-sided, perfect crystals.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the scientists use that term, structured water. That's a term that's used. They refer to it as the way that the hydrogen and the oxygen particles, how they bond together. So it's actually referring to this molecular arrangement of water molecules. And these water molecules then form together in these hexagonally structured single layer sheets. So
Yeah.
the structured water also is sometimes known as magnetized or hexagonal water, which is
Yeah.
interesting.
And isn't it the case when we were reading also all the information about the most healthy and most pure water, that when water streams through the tubes in many of our apartments and houses where they make like a 9-degree angle when it moves through these tubes, that it really clutters together in an unnatural way. And it's very important in a way that we find processes when we have these situations to declutter the water to make it again perfectly hexagonal in the way it's moving.
Yeah, and
Because it does. Yeah.
there are all kinds of systems to make this water structured again, like they call copper bottles,
Yeah.
copper recipients, copper containers are used in various areas of the world to make the water structured again. And then there are also systems that create vortexes, that they bring
Yeah.
water through vortexes, which
Yeah.
is used in biodynamic agriculture, among others, and that this is really creating water as in a molecular arrangement like nature intended. So
Yeah.
this is easier for us to digest. Actually, it's easier for us to absorb the moisture, the hydrate to hydrate with this kind of water, and also animals and plants that
There's no
use.
difference.
Yeah, there's no difference.
Yeah, I really want to say something about it because I've been working a lot with flow forms also. They
Mm,
come a lot in the biodynamic corner of this world almost.
mm,
It's really stimulated in the anthroposophical way of looking at water. Uh, and you have these beautiful flow forms if you really need to work with the waters to get the exact structure again, like you would find in nature when water is flowing its most natural flow in
mm,
its little river, or and then you get the same kind of structures. And these flow forms are really helpful to get a very perfect water. And you will see that when you have, for example, birds in your garden and you have these flow forms, that they only want to drink there when the water is moving. But also if there's cats around or dogs or anything, any kind of animal, they will choose for that water instead of just any kind of column of water that you put out there. So it's really
And
they still know what is healthy water, and actually we know too, because when you drink it, you see the difference, you feel the difference, you feel your entire body reacting to it.
yeah, and the farmers also, what they say is that when they use this water that has gone through these flow forms or through these vortices, that the plants only need about a third of the water that they would otherwise use because they can actually
Okay.
absorb it, that water.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Maybe
You were
maybe
also talking about alkaline, Anna. Maybe that's also interesting to tell people, because we all know about probably about alkaline water and more acid water, and how alkaline is what we need actually for our bodies to take it really into our system.
yeah, that there's really this direct correlation, isn't there, of structured water being alkaline. So
Yeah,
the more perfect and crystalline the water is, the more also it's alkaline. And the alkaline water has a higher pH level than that of plain tap water, which is often acidic. And so that this alkaline water can neutralize the acid in our bloodstreams. Our bodies need to be maintained in an alkaline state in order to be healthy. We know that. And there's all kinds of
yeah.
things that this structured water does, this alkaline water. Maybe you want to talk about that a little bit for
I mean,
health?
we know, I mean, I'm so glad that we know all of this by now, that it's that alkaline water neutralizes toxins. It increases the hydration of the body. You can really feel that. It makes all the difference. You can test it yourself. It increases the nutrient absorption, and it dissolves negative memory, which is really important because we know that all of the waters hold memory. And,
It's
and there's so much more. There's a whole science behind that, and it's growing, and we're learning more and more every day, which is beautiful.
that is
And I feel really the structured water is, isn't it? I mean, it's used as a medicine, yeah. It's really the basis to allow our body to heal. And
mhm.
I think that's I mean, this is a kind of little bit of a background of what's happening with the waters and how we can see it also from a scientific point of view. But there is something really important, that's I think where our work comes in, and also the work in the week that we will be doing, is that we know, and this is about the inner waters that is are inside of ourselves, that when we live in alignment with ourselves, that when we live in clarity, in crystalline transparency, rather than in a dissonance or confusion, then this coherence is reflected in the geometry of our inner waters. So our inner water system is structured perfectly crystalline, alkaline, and it supports the healthy biotope of our body. Just think of what that means if we work on this alignment and we really align all of our inner waters in this perfect geometry that is given to us, which is the most natural state. Please remember that it's the most natural state we are meant to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this opens a whole area of potential for all of us.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
our inner waters really reflect our health or disease, don't they?
yeah,
It's ease. They reflect our inner mental or emotional coherency or incoherency.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Stagnant or polluted waters, either on the inside or on the outside, do not have a perfect hexagonal geometry. The geometry is distorted or unclear.
yeah,
And we're not dissonant, we're not at ease with ourselves when we are dissonant with ourselves. So it's really
yeah,
a work to come into harmony with ourselves, to heal ourselves so that we come back into this harmonious internal state.
yeah. I mean, the more we dive into the mystery of the waters, I would always say, the more we learn about the incredible power to heal ourselves by healing internally all the consciously and unconsciously held discordant, incoherent beliefs that we often develop throughout our lives and already in our early childhood years.
Mm.
So, what we know and what we deeply felt, and we would like to share in this beautiful week with all of you, is the essence that when we are in deep communion with our inner waters, we find we find a sacred companion on our journey through life, in our embodiments, because we are water.
Yeah,
Remember, we are water.
it's really a companion that helps us heal and come into our divine wholeness.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't
And
it?
it's a shift that we feel it ourselves always when we move into a theme that is offered to us to bring out in the world through our channel. It's a matter of shifting our attention to something that we take for granted, or I mean, we drink our waters every day, but the moment you become conscious of the wholeness and the holistic view of all of it that is connected to water, it brings a wealth of consciousness, of being aware into our lives, and it's so beneficial for all of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we invite you, if you feel called, to join us for a 7-day intensive immersion into the waters, where together we will discover deeper layers of healing and embodiment of our divine being. And the
Yeah.
invitation to the Apotheosis of the Inner Waters program can be found at the top of this Facebook page, the Mary Magdalene School main Facebook page. And we
Yeah.
look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah. I would love to see you there. Namaste.
Namaste.